Hey everyone. So here is my video on ballad playing. Again, Will Stonier had asked this question in a previous video, and I said that I had some thoughts, and I actually listed the thoughts in my reply to his comment. But he was just asking, some thoughts about ballad playing. And I love playing ballads. So here we are in 2025, real close to Valentine's Day. So, how about like the most famous ballad right around Valentine's Day, My Funny Valentine, which, by the way, may not be the song you would want to sing to the person you love. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak? When you open it to speak, are you smart? Anyway, just some thoughts that you might want to think about. But let me play just the beginning of My Funny Valentine. I'm going to play it a couple of ways. Okay, here you go. There's one way. Let me play it another way. All right, you get the idea. That's just stupid playing. Okay, so that leads into my points, and I've got 5 of them. And hopefully the 2 differences there, and by the way, the second time through, I was trying to exaggerate how you might play, or I've played before. Okay, what is the most important thing on a ballad? Okay, number 1 for me. Number 1, make a beautiful statement musically, emphasizing melody and tone quality. Melody and tone quality. So this idea, these ballads, they're played as ballads because they are beautiful songs the way they were written. They don't really need me to improve them by my highbrow intellectual improvisation. They're great the way they are. They've stood the test of time because they are standards. Like, these are literally works of art. Yet you're my favorite work of art. And this is not my favorite song, My Funny Valentine, but boy, it's a beautiful song that doesn't need a whole lot of stuff added to it. So when you're playing ballads, think about making a beautiful musical statement on the melody with a great sound. Now, tone quality is going to be something that you could think through, like maybe even on a ballad, there are some like airy, even, dare I say, spitty type sounds that are acceptable, especially if you work the mic the right way and you're able to kind of subtone. Yeah, so you hear the air. That's actually great. There's nothing wrong with that. So tone quality is going to be something that is going to be like variable, but there's always a core of your sound. There's always like a beautiful tone. Vibrato, yes. Vibrato, no. Your decision. You can make a beautiful note. I didn't use a vibrato there, or I could use vibrato. It's up to you. You make the artistic decision, but melody, 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 playing the melody, which is going to lead to the next point. And I'm going to get to the comparisons, though, between those two, which I'm sure you already figured out. But if you know some words of the song, it will really help. I'm not saying anytime you play any standard that is like a Broadway tune, you know, like My Funny Valentine. You don't have to know every lyric of every song, but you know what? It's really cool if you kind of know them. I'm old-fashioned. I'm old-fashioned, and I don't mind it. That's how I long to be, as long as you'll agree to be old-fashioned with me. I don't know every word to every song I play, by the way, but I think it does help in your phrasing. You know, like people that play Night and Day. Night and day, you are the one. You know, so I wouldn't play the melody. Like I wouldn't add all that stuff if I'm playing the melody. Only you beneath the moon and under the sun, or something like that. Okay, so know some lyrics. Not all of them, but know some lyrics. And now the third point, I've already alluded to this. Listen to some great vocalists sing them. You know, Frank Sinatra, great. He would sing the melody a lot because he didn't do any kind of like scat singing, really. You know, he was just more of a song stylist. Blossom Dearie, you know, like unbelievable. Her version of Tea for Two, like crazy. So anyway, good vocalists that just basically sing melody. That would be the third one. Number 4, and I've kind of said this, and this goes to my 2 examples in the beginning. Less is more. You don't need to play everything that you know on a ballad because it's slow and you can. You don't need to have like the hippest sub changes, the substitute changes. You don't need to do all of that. Less is more. Melody, melody, melody. Less is more. That doesn't mean you can't blow over the changes, but every time that there's a break in the melody, ooh, this is a minor major 7. I'm going to get all over it. No. I mean, use some discretion, okay? Use some discretion. Allow your tone to really be the thing that makes the musical statement, not all the notes that you can play. Okay. So make a beautiful musical statement, number 1. Learn some words to the songs, and I'm reading it here. Listen to a good vocalist sing it. And by good vocalist, I mean a song stylist, not necessarily a jazz singer. Like a singer who sings a song and doesn't necessarily improvise on it. Okay, they're just going to sing the song. Less is more. Melody and tone, most important. Don't worry about all of your hip substitute changes. That's fine. Now here's something you may not have thought about, but I listed. If you're doing this in a group, and especially if it's a long form, like a 32-bar ballad, and you're doing it slowly, it's not like, it's slow. You may want to think about, you play the melody, and then the first soloist would not be you. Okay? Allow the listener to get an ear break from the timbre of your instrument. You know, I do this all the time. And I save some face that way too. I don't necessarily come out of a 32 bar melody and then go right into the solo. I'd much rather have some space, allow the listener's ears to get a break from my sound. Piano player plays, guitar player, even a bass player right away. First solo bass, that's a nice thing to do. And then depending on your situation, I don't necessarily ever play ballads and take full choruses. So like if there's a first solo, A would be another person, and then I might come in on the bridge, play solo in the bridge, and then I take it out on the last A, and it's just 2 full choruses on a ballad. And that still ends up being about 5 minutes long. You know, using discretion. Now, if you're on a gig and you can blow on that gig, like there's no real time constraints, okay, then take some choruses. I still would recommend somebody else taking the first solo. But, you know, if you're the soloist, you get the privilege of playing the melody. So you get actually the best part. You get to show off your tone. You get to show off how you stylistically play the melody, this beautiful melody that's written. So the ballad's not necessarily about you or me improvising all of this stuff we know. The thing that we get to do is we get to actually play the melody, which is huge. And you can be more emotional and make more of a musical impact playing just a melody. And again, I'm saying all this, and if you were on the gig that I was on Friday night, I totally failed at this. I did everything opposite that I'm saying. We were doing At Last, and it got to the sax solo, and so musical purge happens. And I just played stupid. It was dumb. But you know, that's what it is. And I at least can live to tell about it and say, don't be like me. This is a better option. So if you have restraint, if you can think more about melody is more important than your improvisation in a ballad. It just is. Like if you remember that much, the melody is what the people want to hear. That's what gives them the factor of a ballad. Okay, not necessarily all the substitute changes and how much you're going to blow on things. So allowing there to be space, allowing it to breathe, allow the melody to be phrased the way it should be phrased, as a singer would sing it. So there you go. That's my, they're my ideas about ballad playing. I love ballad playing, and I fail to do the things that I'm talking about all the time. But maybe if I listen to what I say, I'll hold myself more accountable, and especially if they're on a video. So again, 5 points. Make a beautiful musical statement, tone quality. If it's a song, know some lyrics. Listen to a vocalist sing it. Less is more. Always melody and tone should be your primary focus on a ballad. And then if you're playing the ballad, let someone else take the first solo. Just take a break. Listen. Let it breathe. And then you can come back in. All right. Hope this helps. Hope it's not too preachy. But, you know, hey, you asked. Thanks, Will. I really appreciate it, man. Keep the questions coming, everybody. Hope you're all well and enjoy the Valentine's Day coming up. All right.